What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your host, Realtalk Shouting, and now tune into another video. Thank you for coming back and joining the channel. In today's video, we're going to speak about the tortoise and the hare. That's right. Now, you may be asking, well, what is a tortoise? Well, when I was growing up, there was a story about the turtle and the hare, or the tortoise and the rabbit. Basically, it's a story on how the turtle and the rabbit lined up to have a race. And the rabbit, knowing that the turtle was slower than him, felt like he had an advantage in the race. So what the rabbit did was, the rabbit, soon as the race started, sprinted as fast as he could. So fast to where the rabbit got tired. Then the rabbit realized he was so much further ahead than the turtle that the rabbit decided to take a nap. And so while the rabbit was sleeping, taking a nap, the turtle, due to the fact of his slow nature, took one step after each step, after another step, to eventually catch up to the rabbit. However, by the time the rabbit had awoken from his nap, the turtle was already crossing the finish line, and the rabbit lost the race. Now, that's just, a fast way of telling you the story, making a long story short. But basically, that story is very symbolic for a lot of reasons. Now, the turtle race. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Why does slow and steady win the race? You may be asking yourself, why is it taking so long for my life to blossom? And why is it taking so long for my manifestations to materialize? Or, why are things going or seeming to go so much better for others than they are for me? Well, don't continue to throw those frequencies into the atmosphere, because other people's lives are not better than yours. They're just on a different life path. The same way the turtle was on a different life path than the rabbit. So, next time you think about asking the question of why things are going a certain way or why they aren't going a certain way, remember the story of the tortoise and the hare, or the turtle and the rabbit. Okay? Now, another thing that you could mirror the story of the tortoise and the rabbit off of is your indicators. Now, the indicators in your life are going to be the things that come to slow you down. Things that seem to be falling apart right before your eyes, that you took in so much time to build up. Well, you have to ask yourself, are you working towards building a better future for yourself? Or are you looking to stay in the same position you've been in this whole time? Because if you're looking to stay in the same position you've been in your entire life, then you can't expect things to get shooken up. Don't expect things to shake up in your life, because you're not doing the necessary things to make things change for the better. So you're going to experience the same reality, the same vibration, the same frequency all throughout life. Why? Because you're too afraid to shake things up a little bit, take a few risks, do things differently than what you have been doing them, so you can experience a different result. So when things do present themselves to you in the manner of, uncertainty, or you not knowing, where your next client is coming from, or if you're gonna get a raise in your salary, or if you're gonna get promoted, just continue to walk your race, run your race. Don't compare your life to anybody else's. That's another thing that we can mirror from the story of the tortoise and the hare, is that never compare yourself to anybody else. Never sit back and compare your life to somebody else's, because we have to realize that everyone is made differently. Everyone has a different level of skill set. Everyone has a different level of responsibility. So, to whom much is given, much is required. So, don't ever sit back and think that someone else's life is better than yours or your life is better than someone else's, because at the end of the day, the Most High created all of us to live in harmony and to balance each other out. So, because one person has less than the other doesn't make that person less valuable. That person may be more valuable in ways that the person who has, more than whatever this person may be measuring themselves to have, they may be more skilled in something that this person isn't skilled in. So never compare situations against situations and create a value system off of comparison, because most of the time you will become disappointed. So the indicators in your life that are presenting themselves as a challenge are only occurring because you are doing what's necessary to shake things up, to create a better reality for yourself. So don't get discouraged. You should celebrate. When things start falling apart, when things start going haywire, when people start acting crazy and losing their sanity, or ultimately trying to point the finger and play the blame game, and like the late great Kevin Samuels used to say, uh, operate with sign language, shame, insults, guilt, need to be right, whatever may have you. Those are indicators, because that is the universe showing you that you are leveling up. You're not the same person you used to be a few months ago, last year, a few years ago, a few days ago. You're leveling up. So always celebrate and keep a positive attitude and a positive outlook on your situation, which will ultimately continue to water it to make it blossom and make it bloom. And so, why does the turtle win the race? We all have a path to follow. And it's not always about pointing out the flaws in others. See, the turtle won the race because soon as the race began, or before the race began, when they lined up to even start the race, the rabbit automatically started pointing out things in the turtle that the rabbit didn't have, and saying, oh, well, the turtle is slow. He has a big, heavy shell on his back, and his legs aren't as strong as mine. His arms aren't as strong as mine. And, apparently, he's not built for this type of experience. But I am. So let me go ahead and just, stretch a little bit and, work out a little bit and, get ready to take my victory, claim my victory. However, never celebrate too early, because the fact of the matter is, Rabbit misjudged the turtle and based his judgment off of exterior things. That's another thing that we can grab from the story of the tortoise and the hare. Never judge or base things off of an exterior only. Always look from within, because what happens is that people could trick you and they could fool you based upon what they present to you externally. Always check and test out people's inner being, because that is who they truly are. What they show to you on the outside, that's just a mirage. That's just a gimmick. That's not the real them. The real them is the person that's on the inside. So if you're, comparing yourself to someone, which I wouldn't recommend, start comparing people from the heart space, and start comparing people from their spirit and their soul, because that is who they are eternally. No matter what cars or what homes or what material things they possess, that's not them. That's just what they have in their possession, but that's not who they are. The true person is the person on the inside. So never compare yourself to others, right? And when you ask for change, be ready for the shakeup. Be ready for things to get rocky, because that's the only way that you're going to be propelled to your new reality, okay? If things remain the same, How would you be able to walk into your new reality if you want things to be so easy all the time? If you expect things to be easy all the time, you wouldn't desire a new and better reality for yourself. So you should thank the Most High that He's presenting struggles and challenges in your life to um, work you up and to build you up to a higher, more stronger, more smarter individual. Okay? Now, the rabbit was pointing out all the flaws in the turtle. He's slow, he has a big shell, and he's just not built for this experience. But he underestimated him. Check this out. The turtle only focused on what it could control. And you may be saying, well, that still doesn't tell me why the turtle won the race. Well, it's many factors to it. See, the turtle never sat back for a minute and thought about what the rabbit had over him. He never sat back and said, well, dang, this rabbit, they are known for running fast and, hopping around and skipping and jumping. And, rabbits are known for their speed because they have to run away from their predators. The turtle never not one time sat back and compared himself to the rabbit. All the turtle did was focus on what he could do. Hey, man, I'm going to take it one step at a time. I'm going to do this one day at a time, And eventually, because he didn't give up. See, in the beginning, the finish line is going to be nowhere in sight. But you have to remember, everything in life is a test. And so when the turtle started to walk his race, he didn't compare what the rabbit had over him. He didn't have a rabbit's mentality. He had a turtle mind. That turtle mind was the mindset of, hey, no matter what happens, I'm going to walk my race. I'm going to walk my path. I'm going to walk the straight and narrow. And he didn't know that the rabbit was going to take a nap because the rabbit got tired halfway through the race and he was going to blow right past him. He didn't even think about that. He was only focused on the present moment. That's another thing. I should name this 5 signs or 5 steps to know that you're a winner. But in this video, if you're still here, go ahead and hit the like button, share this video, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. But wrapping this video up, it's a lot of jewels in this movie. It's a lot of jewels in this story. And so the turtle never got discouraged by looking at the rabbit's exterior and comparing someone else's lifestyle to his. He just sat back and said, well, hey, man, I'm walking a race, and I'm going to take it one step at a time, and may the best, species win. So, the turtle was too slow, and the rabbit was fast. The rabbit focused on things that he couldn't control, and that's why he was operating from his ego. So our ego mind are parts of us that 9 times out of 10 always sabotages our plans for our future. Why? Because the ego mind always has a desire to figure things out on its own. The ego mind always desires to have control over the situation. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. If you desire to walk with Christ, if you desire to walk the straight and narrow, you're going to have to kill the ego. You're going to have to, because the ego is going to constantly misdirect you. Because the ego is the part of your brain that's technically the lower mind. It's your lower self. Your higher self is the self that you cultivate through fasting, prayer, meditation. These are the ways that you get your higher self activated and you become in union with your higher self by focusing on the things that matter, by elevating yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically through your diet, your daily thoughts, prayers, and meditation, and how you view yourself and others. These are the main components to operating within your higher self. Okay, so to wrap this video up, the rabbit also did this one thing, and this is another thing that a lot of us do. on our walk is that we squander our youth. Now, what does that mean? So, the whole reason why the rabbit had to take a nap halfway through the race is because the rabbit outran the turtle. I'm trying to say tortoise and turtle at the same time, so I know it kind of sounds like I have an accent, but the turtle, turtle, the turtle, um, knew that the rabbit was faster, so he wasn't trying to outdo anybody. But the rabbit already knew or had an awareness that he was faster than the turtle. So to run as fast as he ran, to get tired to the point where he had to take a nap, he was showing out. The rabbit was showing out for the crowd, right? And so along your walk, don't show out. Don't be a show out. Don't be somebody who is, too, haughty about yourself. Always remain humble, like the turtle, because the rabbit squandered its youth. And just like a lot of us, we do a lot of things when we're young, but then we don't think about how life is going to be when we get older. So we have to start working on things that's going to affect us later today. We have to start working on our health. We have to start working on our finances. We have to start working on our spiritual life, because our spiritual life is what's eternal. None of the stuff that you work for to obtain here in this earth realm is going with you when you depart from your physical vessel. So what that means is the greatest asset on this earth realm is knowledge, is wisdom, because that's the only thing that you're going to take with you within your spirit and your soul when you depart from your physical vessel. So if you're focused on anything else other than that, then you are doing yourself a disservice. So the Bible even references not squandering your youth. Let's get a scripture really quick, because I always like to tie in the videos with biblical scripture. My phone just confirmed it. Okay, we're in Proverbs. Let's see if this is the one I wanted to, if I was looking for. Proverbs 5, verses 9 through 19. You do not want to squander your wonderful life, to waste your precious life among the hard-hearted. Why should you allow strangers to take advantage of you? Why be exploited by those who care nothing for you? You don't want to end your life full of regrets, nothing but sin and bones. Saying, oh, why didn't I do what they told me? Why did I reject a disciplined life? Why didn't I listen to my mentors or take my teachers seriously? You don't want to do that, which means you don't want to squander your youth, okay? You want to take advantage and benefit off of your youth, because it will not last forever. So here's another scripture regarding your youth. Verses 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. King James Version. So basically, family, with that being said, um, you know, stop comparing yourself. That's a low level way of thinking. Okay? Stop comparing yourself. And when things arise in your daily walk, those are going to be your indicators to let you know that you are on the right path. So stay focused, stay steadfast. Remember, endure to the end. And to also remember that faith without works is dead. So always put works behind the faith that you have in the things that you desire to see, because they will surely come to pass. So with that being said, family, thank you all for tuning to the channel. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Once again, it's been your host, Realtalk Shouted. I'm going to get at y'all on our next video. All honor, glory, and praise be to the Most High. Shalom.